Today we're going to look at standards RL.6.3 and RL.7.3. The 6th grade standard says describe how the plot of a literary text unfolds in a series of episodes, as well as how the characters respond or change as the plot moves toward a resolution.
7th grade is very similar. It says analyze how particular elements of a literary text interact, how setting shapes the characters or plot. So you're going to be looking at story elements here.
Okay, so our vocabulary, we start off, we have story elements, and we know that story elements are your characters, your setting, your plot, and then we also have resolution, conflict. Conflict is the problem in the story, and then resolution is how you solve it, what they did to solve it. We have the word analyze, and that just means to look at it closely.
So let's look at the first story. It's called Black Sunday by Tara and Trina, and this is a historical fiction story. It was April the 14th, one day before Cora's 16th birthday, and she felt the air change as she took the laundry down from the clothesline. The sky darkened over the Oklahoma plains, and the wind threatened to blow the laundry away. Cora froze for a moment and then shouted, "Dust storm!" loudly enough for everyone inside to hear. Cora held the cellar door open for her mother and the younger children as they descended into the cool darkness. Cora's mother called for her to join them, but Cora was determined to find her brothers and father. Cora saddled the old mare and rode across the field, calling for her father until she finally spotted him. He was already riding back with her brothers, the storm creeping up the horizon nearly fast enough to overcome them. They tethered the animals in the barn stalls and sealed the doors to keep the precious livestock safe. So let's stop a minute. Let's look at this story. Let's look at the question. What is the relationship between the setting and the conflict in this story? So if you'll notice, we're looking for the relationship between setting and the conflict. So in order to answer this question, I have to first of all know what is the setting and what is the conflict. Well, you got to know what setting means. We know setting is the time and the place of the story. So I look in the story and I see that the setting is the Oklahoma plains. Okay, so that's the setting. Now the conflict. Remember, the conflict is the problem. So we've got to determine what is the problem in this story. Well, if you'll notice, dust storm. So obviously there's this dust storm coming, and it's obviously coming in their direction. So it's moving across the plains, and it's about to overtake them. So here we have, and usually I do it in 2 different colors. I should have done that. So I know that this is the setting, and then this is the problem. So let's look. Now that we know that the setting is the Oklahoma plains and the conflict is there's a dust storm approaching where they're at, let's continue and look down. Now we've got to look at the connection here. So the question says, well, what is the relationship between these? So does the conflict change the setting? How does the conflict and the setting, what kind of connection can we have here? Well, we know that the connection is that the storm is what's creating this problem, okay? The storm is what's causing the conflict here. Because it's coming across this plain, it's causing this family to be put into danger, and they're having to run to safety, and they're having to get their livestock into safety. So here we see that it is because of the setting that it causes the conflict. So,
all right, let's continue reading. What about your mother and the other children? Her father shouted over the increasing roar of the wind, clearly alarmed. They're already in the cellar, Cora answered. Follow me, everyone. We can make it, but we have to move now. Soon they were all together, huddled around a lamp as the storm rattled the boards of the house overhead. That day would later become known as Black Sunday because of the epic storm that blew over the plains. But Cora could remember it best as the day before her 16th birthday, when she helped lead her family to safety. Okay, so there's a sentence right here that shows, if you look at your close reading, it says, find the sentence that best shows Cora taking charge. Well, if we look right here, it says, follow me, everyone. We can make it, but we have to move now. So she was taking charge of the situation, getting everybody to come on. So let's look at our question here. It says, Which sentence from the passage best shows that Cora's ability to take charge in a dangerous situation will lead to a happy resolution? Okay, so a resolution is how we fix the problem. All right, so let's look at our sentences here. Cora phrased for a moment and then shouted, "Dust storm," loudly enough for everyone inside to hear. Does that show how Cora took charge? No. Freezing is not going to get the problem solved. All right, let's look at B. Cora held the cellar door open for her mother and the younger children as they descended. Okay, the word descended means go out into the cool darkness. Does that show how she fixed the problem? No. All right, look at C. Follow me, everyone. We can make it, but we have to move now. Okay, so if we went and underlined this sentence here that shows where she was taken over, look how these correspond. Follow me, everyone. We can make it, but we have to move now. So if we think that's the answer, okay, because it's saying follow me, she's telling them to come on.
She's taking charge.
Right.
And is it leading to a happy resolution?
Right. So she's saying we can make it, we can do it, but we got to do it now. So that would show the happy ending, but let's look at D. That day would later be known as Black Sunday because the epic storm that blew over the plains. That's just a fact about the story. That doesn't show us a happy resolution or her taking charge. So the correct answer would be C.
Now, A, a lot of times I have students that want to say, A, well, she is taking charge. She shouts dust storm. Yes, she's taking charge there, but do you see anything about a happy resolution here? I don't see them, the resolution, the solution, I don't see them being safe here. She's just yelling it. It's just where she says something. There's no solution.
Right.
So, yes, she's correct. It has to be C.
C.